Welcome back to F1 Report, everyone. In today's video, I want to discuss Alex Albon's situation and what could be next for him next season. Firstly, I'll say that I've seen plenty of people laying into Albon so much, and I want to say I'm not going to be doing that here. I like him, I think he's a good driver, so I'm not going to torch him, but I will be looking back over this season and what could be next for him going forward next season. So we're now rounding the final corner of this season so far, and I think we can all agree that Albon has not been performing consistently at the level Red Bull will have wanted. Red Bull themselves have gone on record of stating that they want somebody that can get within 0.3 of a second of Verstappen to act as the rear guard in the fight against Mercedes. So far, Albon has not held up his end of that deal on a consistent basis. He's been struggling with adapting to a difficult to drive car, something his more experienced teammate overcame early on in the season, and that built the gap between the two. I think it's important to note here that because Verstappen has conquered the lack of grip at the rear end, he, as the first driver, has asked the team to give him more front end. This increases his chances of going faster, but is more likely to drop Albon further back. And that's not a criticism. If I were in Red Bull's position and my first driver was telling me he could challenge Mercedes if I favour his setup, I'd probably do the same. But I did feel it was important to point out. So, if Albon loses his seat at Red Bull, where does that leave him? The natural home for him would be at AlphaTauri, alongside fellow called up too quickly man, Gasly. I think this would be a fantastic move for both him and Red Bull, honestly. From his point of view, it keeps him on the grid, there'll be less pressure, and as Gasly has proven this season, it can really kickstart an ailing career. From Red Bull's point of view, it's about giving him experience. Important to note here again that this season has only been his second in F1, and not everyone is Lewis Hamilton winning championships in their second season, let's put it that way. On another plus side, imagine if Albon does next season what Gasly has done this season. AlphaTauri may be able to give third place in the championship a run, how about that? In 1 or 2 years, if Verstappen stays with Red Bull, they could really be in with a selection headache, assuming Albon returns to form and Gasly continues his. That would be my personal pick for Albon, although Red Bull do have other options at AlphaTauri of course, with Kvyat still present and Sonda being pushed at a rapid pace. Albon could find himself a free agent. At that point, where could he go? Well, the answer I'm afraid is not a lot of places. Mercedes still have a seat open, but I think we can all agree that that would be a resounding no. I think Aston Martin still have a seat, but I'm seeing conflicting information on the internet regarding Lance Stroll's status. I think that team is going to have quite a bit of pressure placed on them from next season onwards, so maybe not a place where you want to go with low confidence. But the car right now seems to be more at Albon's level, and there is growth potential there, assuming Papa Stroll doesn't mind sacking his son of course. The only other option out there is Haas, who have both of their seats open at the minute. It's widely believed that they'll take a Ferrari junior driver, but could they also find some space for Albon? Joining the team would certainly relieve any pressure he's feeling, as they'd be running towards the back of the grid, but it would keep him in the sport and it would give him valuable experience. And I think those are the two key factors for him right now. One thing is that Haas will have to convince him about the ongoing project to rebuild that team, and he's got to be open enough to be willing to participate in that rebuild as well. So we'll have to see if he's willing to jump on a project like that. And that's it. That's all of the free seats we'll have open for next season. So the only alternative after that is a year out. Maybe as a reserve driver, or maybe playing super sub should anyone come down with COVID. A bit like Nico Hülkenberg. Overall, I hope we continue to see Albon on the grid next season. My personal preference would be at AlphaTauri, as I think that makes the most sense. But honestly, I think he'll do great anywhere he goes, as long as he can build up his confidence and as long as he's not compared to a teammate on the level of Max Verstappen. But what do you guys think? Where would you like to see him end up? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.